Hi everyone, this is Amy Sonakshi Gupta. I hope you are doing really well. So this lecture is going to be for all our South Indian students who have requested us to provide lectures in English. So for group 2, there are 4 subjects, but we'll be providing recording, not like classes, I'm sorry about it, uh, for recording for 2 subjects, that's corporate accounting, audit and FM, right? So these 2 subjects are really, really important. FM is a very good subject. You can score really well. In our past in past also our students has gotten I think more than like most of our students get 60 plus, so that's a bingo subject. And also corporate accounting, 50 marks are accounts, and for 50 marks you have audit, and it also has a very good chances of getting you exemption. So this also gets like 60 plus easily. 50 marks is for corporate accounting and 50 for audit. So today we are starting with the corporate accounting. I'll be taking the corporate accounting and audit will be taken by Gargina. So let's start. So in our syllabus, let me discuss syllabus first, how many chapters you have and how we are going to start. So if you look at the subjects, if you look at the subject, you guys have these many chapters. Like, I don't know, I think, made the wrong counting over here, but let's start. So there are some chapters which is related to the shares. Some of the chapters you have, I think, studied in your I think 12th. Yeah, 12th. Like the first chapter, issue and forfeiture of shares. I think you have studied it in your 12th. Underwriting of shares is a new chapter. We are going to study it, right? Also, these are the chapters I think you have. There's something wrong with my pencil. Let's see. So these are the new chapters that we are going to study over here. That underwriting of shares, bonus issue, right shares. I don't think that you have studied these chapters anywhere. So in 12th you got these chapters, but they are like three six chapters are related to the shares only. So this is also your first module, right? First module you have like 6 chapters. There's this debenture is also in your module 1. So this is also in module 1. In module 1, you are having 4, 5, 6, 7 chapters. Institute has not categorized it into chapters, but when we study, we categorize into chapters. In that way, it will be easy for you to do the chapters, and it will also be easy for me to teach, because obviously we can bifurcate the chapters and we can individually practice those chapters, right? Then you have cash flow statement. I know you have studied this chapter in your 12th, but yeah, they are more or less same, but you have got like more difficult questions in this chapter. Then your final account, you have also studied that in I think 12th class. If you had done from CBSE board, I only know about CBSE board, right? So final account is also there, but obviously the level of the questions will be more difficult over here. And you guys have like 3 different chapters here: banking company, insurance company, and electricity company. These are very easy chapters, like very easy chapters, right? So I am assuming that like what uh, the lectures we take in English. So there we take like 30 to 35 lectures of 2 hours each. So max it will take your 70 hours to complete this corporate accounting, and it will take 30 hours, 30 to 35 hours for your audit. So let's start with corporate accounting, right? So the first chapter today we are going to do is like very easy chapter. We'll start with a very easy chapter today. That's bonus issue, right? How many of you know about bonus shares? Okay. I wish we could have taken the live lecture and I would be able to talk to you, but let's see. We will meet in final in obviously very soon for your live lectures, right? So today we are starting with bonus shares. Let me just talk about the bonus shares first. You can also get a theory question out of it. So bonus shares is dealt by section 63 of the Companies Act, right? Section 63 of the Companies Act 2013. You can pinpoint that I have written the act name wrong, because the first letter should be in caps. I'm sorry about it. Section 63. The first thing that you should remember is the section, because you can get that in MCQ paper, right? MCQ point. Right? So you can you remember section 63 of the Companies Act deal with bonus shares. Okay. Now understand how many types of shares are there. How many types of shares are there? I think you already know that there are 2 types of shares. First are preference shares and second are your equity shares, right? First are your preference shares and second is your equity shares. Who are the ultimate owner of the company? Ultimate owner of the company are equity shareholder. Preference shares are those shareholders who invest the money in the company, but they want it back. Now tell me one thing. If you are the owner of some company, will it ever happen that you can withdraw your own money? No, because if you withdraw, like say, I have invested in SGC Virtual. That's my company, right? I have invested say 10 lakh rupees. If I withdraw all 10 lakh rupees, the SGC Virtuals will become ownerless. No company can become ownerless, right? So that is why you cannot withdraw. The whole capital cannot be withdrawn from the company. The owner cannot withdraw money from it, the company. That is why it is called capital. Capital, equity share capital. The one of the feature of the equity share capital, it is never repaid back. Obviously, there's only one event where the equity share capital is always also repaid back. It's at the time of dissolution. Agar if the money will, if we get some surplus money, only then it happens. Otherwise, in no case scenario, equity share capital is repaid back, and that is the feature of honor. That is the feature of capital. Capital is never repaid back. Yes, so that is why we say that equity shareholder are the ultimate owner of the company, ultimate owner of the company, right? The preference shareholder in India, the redemption period for preference in India, first, you cannot issue irredeemable debenture, right? You cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. I'm sorry, I said I think debentures, irredeemable preference shares. In India, you cannot issue irredeemable preference shares. That means in India we have only redeemable preference shares, right? Redeemable preference shares means you have to, if a company has raised money from preference shares, it has to repay it back. In India, the maximum period is 10 years. In 10 years, you have to repay back the whole money you have taken uh, by issue of preference shares within 10 years. In infra company, it is more than, it is like maximum 20 years, but for other companies, it is 10 years. Okay. So in preference shares, so now the point is that is why we say the ultimate owner of the company are equity shareholder, because they take the risk of losing their money. That the first day they invest money, they know that they will never get their money back, right? In preference shares, they know that I have put the money, I may get it within 10 years or less than 10 years as the policies as that they have signed, as mentioned in the contract, right? So that is why all the benefit related to the shares are given to equity share, and then no benefit except dividend is given to preference shares. Preference shares get only dividend in return of money invested by them, but in equity shares we have lot of benefit for them, and one of the benefit is bonus shares. Right? Do we understand now? When you study FM, you will have more understanding about preference shares, that sometimes they're treated like loan and not treated like honor. Why, we will discuss in next class also. When we will do the chapter of redemption of preference shares, you will understand more about the preference shares. Now we are at equity shares. So what we are talking about, that the name of the chapter is bonus shares, right? So, as the equity shareholders are the ultimate owner of the company, they are taking so much risk. They are taking the risk of losing their money. They know that it might happen that they are also not guaranteed their dividend, right? And they will also lose their capital. So, we try as a director or as a company, companies are separate legal entity from its owner. So, as a company, we try to give benefit to equity shareholders. So, one of the benefit is bonus shares, right? One of the benefit is bonus shares. So one thing I hope you all are clear with is that bonus shares are issued to whom? They are issued to equity shareholder, because they are the owner of the company. They take the risk of losing their money. Issued to equity shareholder. Yes, everybody. Yes. Now, what do you mean by bonus shares? Bonus shares are issued for free. They are issued for free. Bonus shares are issued for free. Yes. Now, the next thing we want to study is why the bonus shares. Now, understand. If the company take money from equity shareholder, they have a liability. Not a liability, but it assumed to be a good thing that if the company pays dividend, right? But sometimes it might happen that company does not have enough cash to distribute dividend, right? An equity shareholder will not like it. If I have put money in a company, I want some kind of return, be it a dividend or something. I want something in return, because if I do not get any return, I'll be demotivated. I'll never invest money in another company, right? So kind of I want some kind of return, and that is dividend. So it might happen that company is a new company, it's a startup company, does not have cash. It is the all the cash that it gets, it tried to put in a new project, right? It might happen that company does not have enough cash. So company has more projects to invest cash. In that scenario, what company says to the equity shareholder, look, I don't have money, but what can I do for you? I can give you shares for free. I can give you shares for free, right? And those shares which are issued for free is called bonus shares. Now, do we understand? So bonus shares are usually, they're also called bonus dividend in foreign countries. Like in US, it is not called bonus shares, it's called bonus dividend, right? Because so now understand, dividend can be of two types. Dividend can be, in India, we call it equity bonus shares, but in in US, it's called bonus dividend for the simple reason that it's a substitute of cash dividend. It might have the company does not have enough money to give dividend, to distribute dividend. In that scenario, company has to give something to its equity shareholder. So company may decide to give shares for free. So if the equity shareholder wants money, he can sell those shares in the market and can receive money. Simple, right? So dividend, we can classify dividend as cash dividend and bonus dividend. In India, we don't call it bonus dividend, okay? We call it bonus shares only, so take care of that, right? So bonus shares. So we can say bonus shares are substitute for the dividend. Now, you already know that bonus shares, like two features, issued to equity shareholder and are issued for free. Now the third point is, I told you that bonus can be assumed. Bonus are substitute to cash dividend, right? Bonus are substitute to cash dividend. Okay, now understand. So what are the sources of dividend? Do you know what are the sources of dividend? I mean, because we cannot talk, so I have to tell you only, right? So dividend, the sources of the dividend is free reserve, right? We have, in free reserve, we have two things, that's and general reserve, and the second one is general reserve, and second one is P&L account, right? So as I told you that bonus are substitute for dividend. And for dividend, you can use only general reserve and P&L. So now you can tell me for bonus, what can we use? We can use general reserve and P&L, right? So the fourth point is bonus, sources of bonus. Sources of bonus, right? Sources of bonus. Can you tell me what are the sources of bonus? First, free reserve, that is general reserve and P&L account, right? There one more reserve that can be used for bonus, that is capital redemption reserve. For now, please remember that capital redemption reserve can be used to issue bonus shares. We will study more about it in chapter redemption of preference shares. For now, just remember that CRR can be used to issue bonus. The only use of CRR to issue fully paid bonus shares. So the first thing that will you use for issuing bonus shares is CRR. Please remember that. Second is security premium. Securities premium. Do you remember section 52 of the Companies Act, right? It talks about the use of security premium. There are five uses. First is to issue fully paid bonus shares. Second, to buy back of the securities. We'll talk more about it. Like, you remember one thing, that security premium can be used to issue fully paid bonus shares. To issue fully paid bonus shares. to issue fully paid bonus shares, right? And CRR can also be used to only issue fully paid bonus shares. Fully paid bonus shares. I think we are clear till here, right? How many things, how many features we have studied till now? First, bonus shares are issued only to equity shareholder. They're issued for free because these are bonus shares, right? Third, sources of security premium, sources of bonus. First, CRR. Second, security premium. Third, you can say general reserve. Fourth, you can say P&L account. Are we clear till now? Fourth, to whom you can issue bonus shares. Bonus shares are issued to only. Bonus shares are issued. Bonus shares are issued. Bonus shares are issued only to fully paid equity shares. To fully paid equity shares. Fully paid equity shares. Yes, fully paid equity shares. Means if the shares are partly paid up. Example, we have 40,000 shares of rupees 10 and all fully paid up. It's fully paid up, right? And we also have 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10, 8 paid up. Can you please tell me to whom we can issue bonus shares? We will issue bonus shares to only 40,000 shares which are fully paid, right? To issue shares, bonus shares to 20,000 shares, what we have to do? We have to make it first fully paid. Then only we can give them bonus shares. Do we understand? So the next thing is bonus shares are issued to fully paid equity share. You guys have to remember that, right? If there are partly paid up shares, first what you have to do, you have to first make a call, receive money, make it fully paid up, and then you can issue bonus shares to them, right? So I think we are clear till here that equity share, the features of equity shares. First, they're issued to equity shareholder. Second, they're issued for free. Third, sources of bonus: capital redemption reserve, security premium, general reserve, and P&L account. Bonus shares are issued only to fully paid up equity shares. Yes, I think we are done till here. So they are the features of the bonus shares. Now we'll start the accounting treatment of bonus shares. Right? Now the topic two. Topic two. Features of, oh no, sorry, I'm sorry. Like just write it like we can make it topic one and we can write it like in a fine writing. Topic one. Features of bonus shares. Because you can also get a like theory question on it. So it's better that we write it in a very good handwriting and more good way. Section 63 of the Companies Act deals with issue of bonus shares. With issue of bonus shares. Right. Second, bonus shares are issued. Bonus shares are issued. Are issued to equity shareholder only. Preference shareholders do not get the right to have bonus shares. Right. Equity shareholders. Third, bonus shares are issued. Bonus shares are issued to fully paid equity shares. To fully paid equity shares. Fourth, sources of bonus shares. Capital redemption reserve. And this is the hierarchy you are going to use, right? Right? Do not change it. Capital redemption reserve, because the only use of capital redemption reserve is to issue bonus shares. If you do not use it here, you will never be able to use it anywhere. So that is why we use it first. And then second, securities premium, because it has limited use. So whenever we find a chance to use it, we use it, right? Security premium. Third, we have general reserve. Fourth, we have P&L account. Any company will want, just a minute, profit and loss account. Any company will want least reduction in P&L account, because sometimes people judge a company with its profit. If we use profit and loss account first, the question will not be wrong, but the point is in balance sheet, whenever any shareholder looks at your balance sheet and they see right P&L have less profit and loss, they kind of do not like it. Any person who are an investor of a company will like more profit in comparison of less profit, right? So that is why we try to use, P&L, like amount from P&L very least. Fifth, fifth, we can write bonus shares are fully paid up, sources of bonus shares. Now we are like fine. I think this is enough. Let's start with the topic number 2. We have accounting treatment of bonus. It's a very small chapter. Accounting treatment of bonus shares. Accounting treatment of bonus shares. Firstly, we need to see ways or methods of bonus shares. Methods of bonus shares. Methods of bonus shares. Methods of bonus shares, right? So there are two ways you can distribute or you can issue bonus shares to your equity shareholder. A company can issue bonus shares to its equity shareholder. Method 1. Issue fully paid bonus shares. Issue fully paid bonus shares to its equity shareholder. To its equity shareholder. Let me give an example and we can start with that. Example 1. Say, I think I got a throat infection or something. Number of equity shares. So say a company, say X Limited, has 20,000 equity shares. It announced a bonus shares. It announced that it announced bonus shares. It announced that it will issue bonus shares in the ratio 1:4. Right. It means a person who is holding 4 shares of a company will get 1 share as bonus share. 1 share as bonus share. Right. Company has CRR of rupees 20,000. Company has security premium amount as 10,000. Company has general reserve of 30,000 and company has P&L account of 1 lakh rupees. So show accounting treatment. Accounting treatment. A/S, I wanted to write accounting treatment, but I use shortcut. You do not. Okay. Let's start. So number of equity share, how many equity shares you have? 20,000. What is the bonus share ratio? 1:4. Can you please tell me bonus shares to be issued? Bonus shares to be issued. How many bonus shares company is going to issue? Can you please tell? There are 20,000 shares and the ratio is 1:4. For every 4 shares, company is issuing 1 bonus shares. Company has 20,000 equity shares. So company is going to issue how many bonus shares? 5,000. Bonus shares are nothing but their equity shares which are issued to equity shareholder, right? So there are how many shares company is going to issue as bonus shares? 5,000. Are we clear? And to issue bonus shares, how much amount do you require? So 5,000 shares and bonus shares are issued at face value, and bonus shares are always issued as fully paid up because these are the shares which are issued for free. So company has issued shares and company says that no, it is 7, the shares are of 10 rupees, but it like 7 rupee paid up. It means company has still right to call a rupee 3, right? And then how can it be free? Free means free. You don't have to pay anything. So if a person is liable to pay rupee 3 per share for something called bonus shares, it does not mean bonus shares, right? Bonus shares are always free. That is why shares are always issued. That is why shares are always issued for free. Right. So we can put one more feature here. Fine. Bonus shares are always issued as fully paid up. Always issued as fully paid up. Right? Do we understand? Yes, guys. Let's start. So 5,000 shares, say rupees 10 is the face value. If question is silent, we always assume the face value of equity shares is rupees 10. So how much money do you need? 50,000. Yes. So from which you will use these for 50,000 rupees. First, you will arrange 20,000 from CRR. Yes. Then second option will be security premium. You will use 10,000 from security premium, right? Then you will need how much money? 20,000. So you will use 20,000 out of journalism, right? You will use only the amount which you require journalism. Do we understand it? Right. So first thing we did, we understand how to calculate bonus shares and how much money do you require and how the money is used. Okay. So now understand journal entry, right? Don't think that you will use P&L. No, you will use only that much amount which you need, right? So now understand. We'll pass the journal entry. We'll pass the journal entries. Journal entry 1. So in accounting, we always have two entries for anything. Like first, you for any expense or income, you pass two entries. First entry is to make that amount due. Like if I have to pay expense, I'll make the first entry to make that expense due. And second, I paid. Right? Like take an example, Netflix. Whenever there is your due date of Netflix subscription is coming up, that Netflix sends you a message, right? So you get a text message saying that the 200,199 shall be debited within 48 hours. What Netflix is doing, it is making a accrual entry in its book that it has to receive some money from the people. So for Netflix, it's the income, right? So what entry it would pass? It would write that it is going to collect some money from its subscribers. In the same way, when a company is issuing bonus shares to equity shareholder, the first thing is to make a due entry, right? So the first entry will be due entry. What it would be? Company would say, look, we are using our profit to give you bonus shares. This is also called bonus shares. The second name of the bonus shares is called capitalization of profit. It is also called capitalization of profit. So you can make it a sixth point that issue of bonus shares is also called capitalization of profit. Why? Because you use profit and convert it into capital, means equity share capital. So that is why it is called capitalization of profit, because you convert your profit into what? Capital, right? So first entry will be, so what we are doing, we are reducing our profit and we are telling our equity shareholder that will issue equity shares to you. So to reduce the profit, what you will do? CRR would be debited because it has credit balance. So whenever you want to reduce your profit, you will debit it. So CRR account debit 20,000, security premium account debit 10,000, and general reserve shall be debited 20,000 to bonus to equity shareholder. To bonus to equity shareholder. What it is representing, equity to bonus to equity shareholder represents equity shareholder account, because they are now my creditors. What I'm telling to them, I'm telling, listen, I'm going to issue you bonus shares using my profit. So I have made them my creditor because I have to pay them something. Pay in not in cash but in form of shares. 50,000. Right? So what is this? This is being bonus due. Being bonus due. Right? In the second entry, what would you do? You will issue bonus shares. So you will debit bonus to equity shareholder. Now your creditors are, they are no longer your creditors, and you issued them equity shares. 50,000. There will be no security premium, there will be no discount because they are issued at face value, right? Being shares are issued. Bonus shares are issued at face value always because they are the free shares. They are the shares which are which you are issuing for free. So they will know. How can you charge somebody security premium if you are issuing it for free, or how can you issue it at discount, right? Because you are issuing it for free. Somebody is not going to pay any money for that. Yes. So that is, these are the two entries for bonus issue. A very easy concept, right? So I hope you understood it. Now, we'll do one more example of it. Example 2. So, X Limited has 90,000 equity shares. 90,000 equity shares. It announced bonus issue. It announced bonus issue in the ratio of say 2:5. Company has CRR 5,000, security premium 10,000, general reserve 20,000, P&L account. This is my P&L account, guys. P&L account 1 lakh. Show journal entry. Please, you should tell me how you are liking the video. This is my first time recording in English, and your messages will really help me to improve. And if you like it, it will also motivate me to move, like to record further lectures, right? So let's start. Number of bonus shares, if we calculate, there are like companies issuing 2 shares for every 5 head. So there are 2 shares for every 5 head. How many shares we have? 90,000 shares. Can we calculate bonus shares? 2 divided by 5 into 90,000, it will be 36,000 shares. Company is issuing 36,000 shares as bonus shares, right? Can we calculate amount required to issue? Amount required to issue bonus shares, right? So I have already told you that those shares will be issued always at face value. So the amount we will require is 3,60,000. Right, guys? So how will you use these amount? So 5,000 you will take it from CRR. We have to increase the value of P&L because we have less amount there. Then CRR 5,000, security premium 10,000, general reserve 20,000. I have increased the amount in P&L so that we can do the question. There was a less amount available. How much you will need from P&L account? So 3,60,000 minus 5,000 minus 10,000 minus 20,000. So you will need 3,60,000 minus 35,000. So it is 3,25,000. Yes, can we pass the entry? How many entries we need? We need 2 entries first to make the bonus shares due, right? So first CRR account debit, CRR account debit, CRR account debit, it's 5,000, right? Then we have security premium account debit, security premium account debit, it's 10,000. Then we have general reserve, 20,000. Then we have P&L account. Then we have P&L account, that is 3,25,000. 2. Bonus to equity shareholder. Can you revise again? Whom you are issuing equity, whom you are issuing bonus? You are issuing to equity shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder represents to equity shareholders, right? You are telling them that we have made due a bonus for you, right? 3,60,000 being bonus shares, being bonus shares due, right? Can you pass the second entry? Second entry is bonus to equity shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder account debit 3,60,000. Now the due amount, what? Let's see. The thing is, you can do like what you are saying to equity shareholder that your bonus is due for 3,60,000. We are not paying you money. What we are paying you, you are paying to them is equity shareholder. If you have the paid cash, what have you done? To cash, right? But there is no cash that has gone out of your company. It is equity shareholder. equity share capital, sorry. So it will be equity share capital 3,60,000 being shares issued. I hope you have understood it, right? Easy, breezy, right? So we'll do one more question for you. Example, right? So my pattern of teaching is I will always make you do all the examples. The type of question you get, I always try to make the example of it so that when you see the question, you will be able to understand. Like you should not be scared when you look at the question in the book. Right. So that is why we do a lot of example practice. So in this also, you will have, I think, 4 or 5 questions in your module. But we have, like, if you see, this is the fourth or third questions we are doing. Right. So let's start. So look, A Limited has 90 lakh as its equity share capital. Face value rupees 10. It announced a bonus shares, and please write all this in your notes, and please make 2 notebook first for your all examples and your notes, so that whenever there's time of exam you can revise it from your notebook. Like you don't have to go like here and there. You can have your own notes and can revise these from your notebook, right? From your notes notebook. And one make for question answers, where we'll discuss all the questions from your study material, past examination, MTPs, etc. Right? So you should write all this in your first notebook. That is going to be your notes notebook, right? Concept book, you can say, where you write all the concepts and you have example underneath, so that it is better for you. It is easy for you to revise all the concepts along with the example, so that you don't have to like uh, keep 2 books, like one for concept and one for questions. You can revise the questions from its concept book itself, right? So let's start. A Limited has 90 lakh rupees at its equity share capital. It announced a bonus. It announced a bonus. It announced a bonus in the ratio, in the ratio 3:5. Company has CRR of 1 lakh. Company has security premium of 50,000. Company has general reserve of 10 lakh. Company has P&L account of 15 lakh. Pass G. I want you to pause the video and do the questions. And when you finish the question, you can come back to the video and can see if you have done right or wrong. Do not skip the video, or do not do the question along I am solving. It will never increase your confidence. So if you pause the video and you solve the question and you come back and see if your answer is right, and if it is right, your confidence will, like, you have this much confidence, right? And even if it is wrong, you will know your mistake, that where you have committed the mistake, and you can do it better in the next question. So please do not skip the video or do not see the answer, just solve it, right? So can I hope you have done it, and now we are checking your answer along with me. So can we calculate number of bonus shares? So we calculate bonus, number of bonus shares. Can you tell me how many shares first? Please calculate number of existing shares. How many shares do we have? Number of existing shares. We have 90 lakh divided by 10, because we had a capital of 90 lakh and the face value was 10. So how many shares do we have? We have 9 lakh equity shares. We have 9 lakh equity shares. So can we calculate number of bonus shares? 9 lakh into 1, how many shares are there? 3 by 5, right? The ratio is 3 by 5. 9 lakh divided by 5 into 3. It's 5 lakh 40,000. 5 lakh 40,000, right? How much money do you require? I think we need a lot of money, so I should increase this. We can have, make it like 55 lakh rupees, right? Now, please arrange the money. You don't have to make this chart. You can do it in question itself. But because we are practicing, and I want you guys to be very sure about the answer. So that is why I'm doing here. You don't have to do it. You can simply pass the journal entry, and there you can use the amount. You don't have to prepare this chart, right? But you have. It's better that you make the note 1 and note 2. It is kind of easy, right? So for 5,40,000, what you're gonna do? No. I did not have to increase this. I'm sorry. We have enough money. 1 lakh. Yes. So let me do that. For 5,20,000, I thought it is shares. Oh man, what I'm doing? Yeah, it's 5 lakh, 55 lakh. Make it 55 lakh. So amount required. Can you please tell me amount required? So for 5 lakh 40,000 shares, you need 10 rupees. This is 54 lakh. For 54 lakh, you can use CRR of 1 lakh. Then you can use security premium of 50,000. Then you can use general reserve of 10 lakh. Then how much money you are needing now? You needed 54 lakh. You used 1 lakh out of CRR. You used 50,000 out of security premium and used 10 lakh out of your journal reserve. So 54 lakh minus 1 lakh minus 10 lakh 50,000. It's 42 lakh 50,000. You can use it from P&L account. Can you pass the journal entry, please? So first we use CRR. So first entry will always be of making a bonus due. The CRR, we use CRR 1 lakh rupees. We use security premium 50,000 rupees. We use general reserve and debit 10 lakh rupees. We use P&L account. P&L account debit 42 lakh 50,000. Right. 2. Bonus to shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder. That's how much amount we are having? 54 lakh being bonus due. Being bonus due, right? The second entry we are passing off bonus to equity shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder debit to equity share capital, and there will never be a premium or discount over it, right? And also, companies like prohibit to issue shares on discount, right? Being shares allotted or issued. I hope we are done with this. In the second video, like we will do the next topic, we will do right shares as the next topic. Then we'll discuss the question from the study mat of bonus and right together, right? So yes. Now what we have done, I have told you like we have the topic number 2, methods of bonus shares. Okay, methods of issuing bonus share. Method 1 was issue fully paid bonus shares to its equity shareholder. Listen, what you have to do, bonus means something for free, right? Bonus means something for free. So the second kind of what you can do, method 2, under method 2, what you can do is to give a benefit. Bonus simply means giving something for free, right? If we take the general meaning of bonus, what does it mean? It means giving something for free. Giving something for free. So another method of giving bonus is what to do. It might happen that you have partly paid up shares, right? You can, as a director of the company, I can say to my equity shareholder that, look, I want to give you bonus in a way that I can make your partly paid up shares into fully paid up shares. You don't have to pay anything. I will convert your partly paid up shares into fully paid up. This is also one of the way of issuing bonus shares. So let's look at the question and you will understand better. Example, say X Limited has 24,000 shares of rupees 10, rupees 7 paid up, right? Company has decided, company has decided to issue bonus as to make partly paid up share, as to make partly paid up shares, as to make partly paid up shares in fully paid up, into fully paid up shares, into fully paid up shares, right? Company has a CRR of 20,000 rupees. Company has a security premium of 30,000 rupees. Company has a general reserve of 50,000 rupees. And company has a P&L account of 1 lakh rupees, right? Past journal entry. So this is the last topic of the bonus. After this, we are done, right? So understand what company, what it is, that X Limited has 24,000 shares of 10, 7 paid up. To make it fully paid up, how much amount you require? Amount required to convert partly paid up shares, to convert partly paid up shares into fully paid up. partly paid up shares into fully paid up? Can you please tell? So you're having 24,000 shares and it is 7 paid up. So 3 is partly paid up, right? You require rupees 3. So 24,000 rupees 3 is 72,000 rupees, right? Understand. First, what you have to do, you make a call because you have to make a call due, right? So what you will do, you will make a call. Share final call account debit to equity share capital, right? On 24,000 shares, you need 3 rupees to make it fully paid up to 72,000, 72,000 being call amount due, being call amount due, right? Being call amount due. Second, you make bonus due. So now understand, we cannot use CRR and security premium over here. Why? Because CRR and security premium can be used only to issue fully paid equity shares. Did I write it somewhere? Oh, did I write it somewhere? I don't know. Did I discuss the sources? Yes, CRR. Oh, I might not have written it, but let me be clear. Like CRR and security premium can be used only to issue fully paid up equity shares. Only to issue fully paid up equity shares means when you are issuing fresh new shares as fully paid up, then you can use CRR and security premium. You cannot use security premium and CRR to convert your partly paid up shares into fully paid up. That means if you are using this method of bonus issue, the sources for this will be only journal reserve and P&L account. Did you understand? So please make a call due. What you can do, CRR account debit, security premium account debit to bonus to equity shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder. Right? How much amount did you need? It was 72,000. So 50,000 you will use from journal reserve. 50,000 you will use from journal reserve. You needed 72,000. So remaining 22,000 you will use it from secure. Oh, sorry. Journal reserve. The remaining amount you will use from P&L account. 22,000. Right? Am I clear to everybody? Being bonus due. Now, this bonus will be used to make your share fully paid up. Now, understand, when we're passing these two entries, can you make a net entry out of it? So, bonus to equity shareholder and bonus to equity shareholder, because it is credit, it is debit, it will be cancelled out. What will you left with? You will be left with CRR debit, security premium debit, general reserve debit, right? 2. Equity share capital. Did you understand? So the net entry for bonus is this. You convert your profit into equity share capital. That is why it is also called capitalization of profit. Did we understand, guys? So here, so first entry was making a call due. The second entry was making a bonus due. Third entry, you will eliminate bonus to equity shareholder and you will eliminate your share final call. So this way, what you did, you adjusted your final call against bonus, right? So you used bonus to convert it into equity shares to adjust your final call. 72,000, 72,000. Being bonus is adjusted, being bonus it as is adjusted against call. Bonus is adjusted against call. So if you look at the net entry, this will be cancelled with this will be cancelled with this. You will be left with general reserve account debit, P&L account debit to equity share capital. You simply converted your profit into equity share capital. Am I clear to everybody? So if you use the second method, you have to pass three entries. First entry is to make your call due. Second entry is to convert your profit, like to due your bonus. Third entry of making adjusting your bonus against your final call. That is how you convert your partly paid up shares into fully paid up share, and this is also a way of bonus issue. I hope you are done with this. Can we do one more question so that you can understand it in a better way? Example. Let's start with the example. Y Limited has 92,000 partly paid up shares. Partly paid up shares. Rupees 3 is still due on these shares. On these shares. On these shares. Company has CRR of rupees 1 lakh. Company has security premium of 50,000. Company has general reserve of 15,000. Company has P&L of 1 lakh rupees. Right? Pass J. So what we'll have to do? Pass J. Company wants to convert partly paid up shares in full into fully paid up one. Can you please pass the entry of it? So let's understand. There are 92,000 shares on which 3 rupees is still remaining. Right? Can you please tell me how much amount do you need? Amount required. How much amount do you require? 92,000 shares into rupees 3. So you need 92,000 into 3, 2,76,000 rupees. Yes, everybody. For that, I have to increase the value of P&L. My profit is always less, guys. Please do something. You guys buy my classes so that my profit should increase. Let's do this. You know, so you need 2,76,000. Can you use CRR? No. Can you use security premium? No. You can only use general reserve and P&L account. Can you pass the journal entry? First, what we have to do, we have to make a call due. So this is share final call account debit. Final call account debit. 2. Equity share capital. So you need 92,000 shares, rupees 3. You need 2,76,000 to convert your partly paid up shares into fully paid up, being call money due. Right? Second, what we have to do, we have to make a bonus due entry, right? What will we use? General reserve. We have 15,000 general reserve. We can use general reserve for 15,000. Then what we have secure P&L account to bonus to equity shareholder. To bonus to equity shareholder, we need 2,76,000. Out of this, 15,000 is arranged from general reserve. The remaining shall be arranged from P&L account. 2,61,000 balancing figure. B. Bonus is due. Now you will use bonus to make your partly paid up shares into fully paid up. So third entry will be bonus to equity shareholder. Bonus to equity shareholder debit to share final call. To share final call 2,76,000. 2,76,000. Being bonus is adjusted against call. I hope you got the concept and you understood the concept. So with this, we are done with the bonus, right? The last point is a discussion of balance sheet, the treatment in the balance sheet. Do you know the format of the balance sheet? There is one chapter in our syllabus that's called final account of the company. We will learn our balance sheet there also. So in this the chapter, we also get a bit of balance sheet. We require a bit of balance sheet. So I want a discussion about it. So this will be, I think, topic number 3. So let's start with topic number 3. Topic number 3 is balance sheet. We are discussing the format of the balance sheet. We do not like, I'm not discussing the full and fledged like balance sheet format. I will discuss only the part which we will be needing in this chapter. We will again, like there is a full chapter on this. We'll again discuss it in our syllabus. So we'll discuss the balance sheet format as much as I need. Okay. So let's do this. So we have particulars over here, we have note number here, we have amount over here. So the balance sheet is divided in two parts. First part is equity and liabilities. Equity and liabilities. And liabilities. Right? There may three main head. First is shareholders fund. First is shareholders fund. So there are two sub part of it. There are more than two sub part of it, but we need only two sub parts. So first is share capital. There will be always a note out for it. Second is reserve and surplus. There will always be a note for it because there are so many reserve and surplus. There are so many items which comes under this like P&L account, general reserve account, capital reserve, all these things, right? Second is non-current liabilities. Non-current liabilities. There are also four part of it, like subhead of it, but we are skipping it. We need only one, that is long-term liabilities, right? Third, there will always be a note of it because you have to show what the long-term, oh, sorry, there's not long-term liabilities, there's a long-term borrowings, right? Then you have third part is current liabilities. Current liability. You also write liability over here, not liabilities. Liability. Guys, I make a very, I have a habit of making like writing wrong spellings. I'm really sorry. Please make it right. I'm very bad at it. So the under current liability, what we have trade payable, we have short-term provision. Generally, under short-term provision, we have provision for taxation only. Third, we have other current liabilities. So under other current liabilities, you will have what? You will have like outstanding expenses. You have accrued income, like not accrued income, advance income over it, because advance income is a liability, right? Advance income. So yes, this is this. So this is the first part of liabilities. I hope you understand this. You remember this much for this chapter. When we do the final account, you have to remember all the items of balance sheet. But for here, we can just go with that. We have not much problem with that. Second, we have assets. Under assets, we have first thing as non-current assets. Non-current assets. You have first thing is PPE, property, plant, and equipment. Property, plant, and equipment. Yeah, I know there's a tangible asset and intangible asset, but for this you can like prepare this much. And when we property, plant, and equipment, and when we do the chapter final account, obviously you have to write as per the format only. So there will be one more thing, non-current investment. Remember that it comes under the head of non-current asset. You don't make a proper head for non-current investment. It's a part of non-current asset, right? So you can also have intangible asset over here. Intangible asset. I think we don't have any question where we have intangible asset over here. Second, you have current asset. Second, you have current assets. So first thing that you have under current asset is trade receivable. Then you have inventories. Then you have inventories. Then you have cash and cash equivalent. Then you have other current asset. So under other current asset, what you can have? you will have first as like you can have many things. First is prepaid asset, prepaid expenses, and then you can have accrued income because that's your asset, accrued income. So this is the format we will use in the next part when we solve the question, right? So we'll use in the next part when we solve the question. So till then, just remember the format. Also, one more thing, when we say that for bonus, for bonus, what are the sources? What are the sources? So understand, you got like four sources. First is secure, like first is CRR, second is security premium, third is your general reserve, fourth is your profit and loss account, right? These two are available for method 1 and method 2. For both the method, you can use this. There is no problem in that. For these two, like for these two is only available for method 1. You can use only in method 1, not in method 2. Second, it might happen that sometimes questions say that there is a profit on, say there is a profit on sale of an asset. There is a profit on sale of an asset, right? There is a profit on sale of an asset. Say it was rupees 90,000 rupees. Please tell me, where do you show profit and loss in profit on sale of an asset? You show it in P&L account, right? So it might happen that questions say there is a capital reserve of 1 lakh. So there is a capital reserve of 1 lakh and it includes, it includes profit on sale of, profit on sale of asset, profit on sale of fixed asset basically, right? Fixed asset. So out of 1 lakh, 90,000 is all is an item which should have been transferred to P&L account, but company has shown under the head of capital reserve. So this profit can also be used to issue bonus shares. Please remember, because it is an item of P&L only. It is my profit only. The company has transferred it to capital reserve, right? So understand, any profit which is realized in cash, no matter where it is kept under the head of capital reserve or some other reserve, you can use it for your bonus issue, because the profit like P&L account can be used for bonus issue, right? So if there is a profit which should be transferred to profit and loss account, but company has transferred it to somewhere else, you can use such part of the profit, like such part of the reserve, for bonus issue. Yes. So with this, we are done with the bonus issue. I hope you understood it. I hope you get it like very well. Will understand. This is my first lecture recording in English. I'm sorry if there is a mistake or something. I hope to like I'll see the whole lecture, and if there is a mistake, I'll try to correct in the next video. And till then, you enjoy. We will do the next topic. We'll do is the right shares, right? And then we'll solve the questions and we'll get that, right? So with that, thank you so much for your time. I'm like really thankful to you guys to give me your time. Thank you so much. We'll meeting in the next lecture. Thank you. Bye.